Hello everyone. So we have seen the data aggregation and the data grouping in the last video, and now we'll shift our focus to the time series, how to handle the time series data in the Python and especially in the pandas or numpys and using different other libraries. So time series data is available in almost like every industry. If you're working in the energy industry, there are the sensors data which we get periodically at some time, right? It can be daily or weekly or maybe within some time, right? Hourly, half an hour, maybe in minutes. In financials, we have a stock data, right? Which have different frequency. You will get 1 second data to, and your data keep fluctuating based on the number, the volumes, and the stock price is move in either in the upward direction or the downward direction. And likewise, there are other fields also where the time series data is available. And let's see, we'll see some of the examples here on the time series. So let's start by loading our library. So we are going to use the NumPy, pandas, and the datetime, right? And using the datetime, so dot now represent what is the current time, right? And it will just give you, I'm just putting that in the now, and it will give you the date time. This is 2023, 7th month, 2nd day of July, right? And this is the time. And now you can also extract the each component of this date time like now dot year, now dot month, and now dot day. So year is 2023, month is 7th, day is 2. You can also find the difference between the two dates. So date time, and if you just provide this numbers like the year, month, and date, it will automate. It will you can do the certain operation like the subtraction, addition, right? In this, the delta will represent the change or difference between the two entity, and here we can see the time delta here is days 926 between 2008 and 2011, and the number of seconds. And you can extract using the date, how many days are there in the second. Same data you can, if you want to use, you can extract those. So as I told, the date time you can provide these parameters and it will convert into the date. And using the time delta, right? We have imported time delta from the date time library, and it will. So what I'm asking here, time delta plus 12, right? So we started with the 7, all right, and it just added the plus 7, plus 12 into the date, right? You can do the multiplication also here. In this case, multiply by 12 into 2 and do the minus. So it just moved back to the move it backward in the time. You can also do the conversion from the string and date time. So let's say this is the date time, right? You have a stamp as it says date time, it's represent year, your month, your date, right? And you can convert this into a string, right, using str. So now this is converted to string. You can see the quotation, and also from the string to time, what you can do, you call the function strf time and provide the format in which you want to convert your date into the string. Let yeah, let's keep the one value in the value one date as a string. So this is a string, right? It's we can see it's a date, but it is a string, and you can convert the value from string to the time using strp function, right? Let me run this and let me run this. So and it will provide. So what it did, it passed the new date time from the string. That's what string passed from time. Uh, String passed to time. So that's what it means. So what I'm doing here is, it's you can see there is a list and there's a two values, right? And I'm just calling one value and changing the changing those values which are in string format into the time format. This is what daytime. Next one is the date str. Again, you can convert to the datetime using a to datetime function here, right? And also one important thing is the date time. You can also include the none. So if I just do there, so what it means there are two dates, right? Date str, two dates are there, and plus none means NAT not a time value also been means rendered it using the date time index. And we can also fetch it using the slicing or indexing. So let's start with some of the basic in the time series. So we have this dates uh, list here, right? It's a date, time, and what we can do, we can create a series. So these are six different value and indexing. We are using this indexing, and that's what the normal, very basic time series data looks like. So in the indexing, you always have a some point in a time. Those can be uniform, means it will be like after every 5 minutes or after every 1 hour, or it can be ununiform, means at certain point in time, different point in time, the data value is available. You can extract the index. So we have kept the dates as that, and using ts.index, you will find all the indexing, right? And you can see that data type is date time. Next, you can also do the addition. So starting from first, every second, every the other one is NaN, right? Because the values you can do the addition of, and if you are doing addition of something on NaN, it is definitely going to print. So if I just do this TS, so only three values are there, 2, 7, and 10, and that's why 2, 7, 10 are addition from the previous. So what was TS, right? Only 2, 7, and 10. If your values have been updated with the values that are then, because if you do, let's say 3 plus none, so you will get the error, right? Next is the again you can, if you want to find out what the date type, you can use index or d type. Next, let's see the indexing, selection, and subsetting. So as I told, using the indexing, you can call, okay, at 2, what was the timestamp there, right? If I call again TS, so 0, 1, 2, right? 0, 1, 2, this one value. And also if you can provide the full date, and it's going to convert it, and means the what it's doing, it's just checking the index, and whatever the values at there 10, it is just giving that as the output. Let's create a big longer time series data. So it's a thousands rows, and we are using the pd dot range, means starting from this to the thousand period it's going to create. And this is the, so it's a frequency is a day, right? And length is 1000 because we have given 1000, and the data type is float 64. You can give us the year only, and it will extract all the values related to year. So though you're not giving the full value, only for the year part, it automatically sees and grab the values. So as you can see, for 2001 there are 365 days, and that's what it been extracted. You can provide the year plus month, then it will just show the year plus month values starting from, you can see, 01 to 31. And you can do the indexing of providing the values of the index, like starting from this, give the values 6, 7, 8 to the remaining one, right? Similarly for this one, if you want to select some range, you can do the slicing using the indexing in the time series. What happens if there is a duplicate indices, and that is very much possibility in the real time data. As you can see, so this 0, 1, 2, 2, 2, so these are three duplicate value and there is a three, right? And we are just creating a number 0 to 4 indexes. As you can see, one is one, two, three, two are three, and duplicate value and this three. And you can check whether this duplicate time series index is unique. It will be false. You can also, if you call this, you should get three values because these are duplicate. And if you are calling this index, it's not a duplicate, it will give you the exact value. You can do the group by again by providing the levels, and you can again do the certain functions like mean and count on the group, whatever you have created based on the level. So level is nothing but how many levels are there. So it's only zero level, right? Zero, two, three. Let's look at the date range, frequency, and shifting. So this is the time series we have, and we can do the conversion. So conversion is we use uh, resample, right? And it just convert your data, which is let's if it is giving in months, you can convert it into days. If you're giving days, you can convert into month. There are two type of resampling, that is the down resampling and up resampling. So I am going to provide more detail on these two categories, but here what we are saying, okay, resample it based on the day. More to come on this resample. We'll be creating a separate uh, heading and topic for that. So let's see, generating date range we have already used. So in the pandas.date range, you can provide the start or end, and we am just putting into index variable. So it start with 041 and goes to 6 uh, June 1st, right? And you can also provide the periods. Okay, I want to start here and give me the period. So automatically it takes the day as the by default day as the frequency, but you can change that, right? And also, so start with this, and in this case we are saying and this means this should be the last value and give me all the 20 plus value before that. So that's why this is the last value and all the other 20 values are before that. So it goes into the reverse. Also, if you want to create a date range, BM represent the business month end. There are many different type of it, quarter end, month end, weekend, right? So there are, you can provide those parameter in the frequency and the same will be available for, it will render same similarly whatever frequency you provide here. So here, if one important thing we are providing also time and creating, okay, create a five period, right? Date range. So this time will be same for all, right? You can see it's 0, 3, 4, 5, 6, but the time is static. So it's preserve the time. And also if you want to don't want to use that and you want to keep as a midnight as timestamp where the day changes, so you can just provide no normalize it and give me all the five period. So the time part is removed. So let's see the frequency and data here. So I'm also importing the pandas time series offset and importing R and minutes. So R is nothing but the functions available, right? And you can do more operations. So I'm just providing R4. So it is a 4R. So whatever the value is will there in the 4, it will multiply by 4. Similarly, you can also provide in the date range the frequency like this 4H. 4H means 4 hours, right? As you can see, the 0, 1, 0, 4, 8. So every this the addition of 4 hours is being added to each element of the list. And similarly, you can add 2 R2 and 30, so it will be like 150 minutes, right? Convert into 150 minutes. You can also provide the frequency something like 1 hour 30 minutes, right? And what it means, so it is just adding 1 hour 30 minutes to each readings, and the 90 represent is the 90 minutes. So T here is represent the minutes. Weeks of month, so you can also provide like week of month, third Friday. Give me the third Friday from this one. So these values are the third Friday of a week of month. And the mostly dates again the same thing. I'm just providing converting it to list. Next is the shift lagging, leading and lagging date. So there will be a scenario where you want to add two more dates, start by +2 or -2. Let's see how we can do that. So these are four values. Index is starting with this period 4, frequency is month. So first January, February, March, April, right? And now we are saying shift this time series to 2. Shift is a function which is used to shift the timing in the time series data. So as you can see, there is no change in the index, but the values has been shifted from 0, 1, and -4 became the third and fourth. So because there is no value, it is not a number. None is being added to the first two value. You can also go in the backward, right? So this 0, 1, and 0, 2 got shifted to -2. You can also add the frequency like okay shift but shift as the month. So that's what it means. Here it says shift but a day. Right? So start with 0, 2, 3, 4, 5. And also you can shift with the minutes. So here what is being same value but it is being added. The frequency is 30 90 minutes here. You can do the offset. Offset is nothing but let's uh, import the day and month end from the offset and let's add now. So this is the date and I just want to maybe let's keep it today dates 702, right? And I want to add 3 days. So what is the 3 days? So it will be 5th of July. What is the month end? This is the month end. What is the previous month end? What is the month end for next 2 months end? So after it will be August, right? Offset we are adding it and rollback now means forward rollback. So there are two type of rollback. Give me the current and give me the previous. So it shows the previous because we are the month end, right? So what is the roll forward means? Give me the this month end, and if I say roll back, give me the previous month end because we are asking for the month end. Let's create a one time series of 20 readings, and 4D means it's the offset is 4 days. So frequency here is 1, 5, 9, 13 like that. And I want to group it TS group by month end. So month end and roll forward means this month end and what is the mean of it. So it just goes it looks for this is the one group, right? This is the second group and this is the third group. And for each month it is just giving the mean of the values. Same thing you can do using the resample. So resample is again I told you it is used for converting from different frequencies. So this was date and I'm saying convert to the month and give the mean. So same output with uh, less coordinate statement. Also I want to touch base on the time zone. So there is a Python time zone library is there and it is used like okay what are the common time zones, these are all the common time zones and you can see okay what is the American and New York time right now, right? And that's what it will give you time zone for the American Europe and you can convert those. So there is let's say this is the date and I'm just adding 6 periods starting from 6 30th of June. And now I'm adding the creating the time series data, okay? And just to print, okay, what is the time zone of this series? So there is none. So to add that, you can provide the additional argument TZ, which represent time zone, and UTC is a coordinated universal time, and all your data you will now has the time zone of plus, right? You can see the plus values here. So this represents the time zone, and you can also localize it using the TZ underscore localized to time. So what if let's say you are using the American and you want to use UTC, or you want to use the local for let's say in Europe, so you can convert using the UTC by this function tz under localize. And for converting it to different, you have to use the tz under convert. So that's how we handle the time zone. So we have covered a lot in this, starting from the converting between string and if your values are a string, how to convert it into the date time. There are two functions, str time, str time, right? F time and p time. We got few of the basics, how to index. Again, it is in the time series, your index is mostly the time frequency, and you can do the indexing, how to handle the duplicate. Next, we checked okay how to do the date range, how to use date range of function of the pandas to create indexings, right? Also, how to do the offset, check the frequency, how to do the shifting of leading and lagging dates, right? And how to use the offset, and also we look at the time zone. So I will continue this time series. We have to cover a few more important topics before we move into the next section. Thank you.